get another one when I go back down there.
No, he's got to be around here somewhere. He's got to be around here somewhere. Anyway, what's up?
Hey, are we on?
I think we are, yeah.
Are we on?
And look who made
Look who
it.
strolls in.
Look who made it.
You gotta tell somebody something.
Star of the day. Who will it be? Paul Lash, you hold the key.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
For what?
I'm sure Kathy's there and there's nobody
Nope.
there.
Nope.
Kathy's not there?
Nope.
Is it open?
When I got there, it was closed.
Yeah, Lou said he's going to open it up at 9.
Oh, doors open.
Yeah.
No, Miranda came in.
Okay. Well, Kathy's supposed to
Wonderful.
show up. Well, you got there probably at 9:02. She's probably there now.
Anyway.
I sent her a text. Good morning, you designated resident. You.
Yeah.
She's going to be there all day. It's not $5. We stop it. Forget about it. You know, you're doing volunteer time today. I'm doing volunteer time today. So there you go.
So am I, actually.
So, yeah.
What are you doing?
Volunteer time.
All right. So hot. It's all about the heat.
Supposed to be this way, what, all week?
I got a bunch of storms coming through Friday afternoon, Friday night, I guess. And that's going to cool off and maybe down to the 87, 88 Saturday.
You know, yesterday was not that cold, not that hot.
Well, it was 98. It felt like 98 if you were in the
Okay.
sun. Because I was reading my.
It wasn't
Oh, you mean
horrible.
the heat index?
Yeah, the heat index.
So why isn't it just freaking 98? Why
It
do they
was-
say it's 86 degrees?
it
But
was
it
like
feels like 98.
88 with the humidity and the dew point and all
Yeah,
that.
it felt like
Figured out
98,
it
'cause I was looking at in the sun, in the shade, it was much cooler.
I don't know. I think the whole heat index and the chill factor and all that is stupid.
Yeah.
It's 24 degrees, but it feels like 12. Well, then it's 12.
That's because of the wind chill and everything else.
Then it's 12.
Yeah.
It's 84 degrees out, but with the sun,
It's actually not bad right
it's
now.
103. Then it's 103.
Yeah, it's nice now. It's not bad now.
I don't even know why.
I don't even know why they didn't open up
Opened
till 11 o'clock or 12,
Right,
like they originally were talking about.
right.
So they opened up cooling center down at Jewett City Fire Department in case anybody needs to get out of the heat. Don't bring any pets. There's not going to be any food or there'll be some ice. That's about it.
Because it's a cooling center.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. It's
We're not going to supply food. We're not going to allow pets. You
See,
know.
last year, I went to Leona.
Yeah.
Now Leona doesn't, she didn't schedule them. She just, was the point person was for a while.
Yeah.
And I asked her, are there any cooling centers? And it was like, nope. But nobody had them. We had them. We used to have them all the time.
Mhm.
Cooling centers, and it used to
Yeah.
always be the fire department.
They're all
Yeah,
over now.
apparently that is the case, but I know that there's probably going to be some motion on making this more organized than something last minute and try to throw it together. So
Okay. Well, I mean, at least it's there.
yeah, it's there. It's available. Yesterday it was the senior center in the library,
Senior Center Library.
and that's
The
same-
library was a cooling center.
Yeah, and that's the same case for tomorrow.
And Friday. No.
No, Friday it's the Jewett City Fire Department again from 12 to 5. I think the libraries might be also 12 to 5 or something.
Why don't they just keep it all the same place?
Well, yeah, I think it's in different places so people won't have to walk as far. You got one at that end of the town, you got
Yeah.
one downtown. and you
It'd
got-
be easier if they kept it,
Yeah.
one place, so people don't get confused.
Okay.
So
I don't know. I still think they should just keep everything the same. It's always that way. If people aren't aware of if there's where the cooling center is, they can say the last time, oh, it was at so and so.
Yeah.
Now you could possibly be making people going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
that's the
Right.
whole
So part of the thing is with public health and safety, we're trying to work with the town to get a community emergency response team together, which there's going to be a presentation on that next Tuesday from 9 to 11 at the senior center, put on by Rich Wassler. he's trying to get a group of people that can support this kind of thing. Because right now it's public health and safety that's supporting today and Friday. So it's like 6 or 7 people, and half
That's
of them
it.
work. So
Right.
luckily we have a few people that are putting giving some volunteer time up, make sure that there's people to watch the building. Really make sure if we have any medical issues, somebody walks in, he's got a medical issue, you can call 911 and get some help. But that's it.
Yeah.
There's a lot to this. It's not easy.
No, it's not.
And it's mandated
by the state.
Yeah, governor says do everything. We're giving you nothing. So there you go.
What about that $1,000 you guys got?
That's
ain't
not
got
till
it
July
yet.
1st.
Oh, come on.
We ain't got it yet.
They can't loan it to you?
Right now, that's a sore spot with me.
Why?
Because I bought a banner for $100, and I'm not going to ever see that money again.
He's got to wait till July to get his money. Well, the town's got 30 days to pay you.
No, I'll just make a donation to the town, okay? Mailing's millions and all.
Well, you are. I mean, you're incredibly wealthy. I mean, I just wish people would figure it out.
Yeah.
Thank God Mary Beth makes all the money.
Yeah, she does. She does all the work. She does everything. I'm just a lucky guy.
You're just a lucky guy.
I'm just a lucky guy.
We can't find my Figment.
Yeah, Figment. His Figment's missing. We got a haul out search.
Really?
Yeah.
Looking for Figment. We just noticed it this morning that it's not here. So unless it was just a figment of our imagination, was here at all. So there you
took
go.
a walk.
It did. It
Yeah.
did.
Anyway,
so
we got the heat.
Yep.
Today's a holiday for some. I guess all the town buildings are closed. June 19th.
Yeah. It's a federal
Juneteenth.
holiday, Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Juneteenth, yeah.
Yeah, it was signed in like 4 years ago or something like that.
That was Trump, was it not?
Yeah, I think it was his last year in or something. He did that.
Yeah.
So,
or the year before.
what is your thought? I mean, because this is a very controversial holiday. It's very controversial.
Why? Why is it?
Because
they're making every holiday controversial, Mike. Columbus Day is controversial. They don't even call it Columbus Day anymore. They call it Indigenous Peoples Day now.
Yeah, some people do, but it's still Columbus Day.
Yep.
You can call it whatever you want. You can call it Wayne Malin Day. But the point is that it happened during COVID. That's when it was installed as a national holiday.
Yeah.
I mean, just outside today, talked to a couple of people.
Yep.
I don't recognize this. It's a fake holiday.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, is Columbus Day a fake holiday?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking you. Is Columbus Day a fake holiday? Is D-Day a fake holiday?
I don't think D-Day is a holiday.
That's not a holiday.
All right.
It's just
is D-Day a day where people take off because it's nationally recognized?
Some people might.
Veterans might.
I know some people have failed to recognize it.
Well, see, that's the
even say anything about it. Like
I really don't care one way or the other. They want to celebrate.
Well, you're retired, so every day is
No.
Juneteenth.
I mean, I don't really care one way or the other that it's a holiday that represents a time when the slaves were freed. Okay,
Yep.
which is fine.
I understand the message.
Yeah, I don't really care, but don't beat on Memorial Day. Don't beat on July 4th. It's a holiday that
Memorial Day, Labor Day.
Don't beat on those days because those days are respected by other people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
well, Juneteenth is respected by other people, right?
Right. So, holiday's a holiday. Whatever it is, live with it.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think people have a hard time with Juneteenth as a whole because it was instituted during COVID and the woke period, or because they just don't believe in the message or why we're doing it at all, or why at that time President Trump went ahead and instituted, and got it pushed in as a holiday.
I'm not sure. Maybe because of Trump did it. I don't know. Who the hell knows?
Is anybody in the chat room? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah. Today, the food that you eat is supposed to be red. Did you know that?
Red?
I did not know that.
Yeah, you're supposed to eat anything that has food that is red.
Meat.
Yeah.
I don't get that one. Okay.
Red velvet cake.
Red velvet cake. Exactly.
What's the point of eating?
I'm not sure what the
red?
message is, but it's red in this for this particular
Is
holiday.
that why you're wearing a red shirt?
Well, only because it's the first thing I put on this morning, so it wasn't necessarily for
Red
that.
sock shirt on. So
I didn't put it on necessarily for that, but yeah, food is red.
All right. So I guess after the question I just asked,
Yeah.
About is it a fake holiday? Is it should it be celebrated or whatever?
Well, it's not a fake holiday, right?
Not fake.
It was signed into law.
What I meant is something that's not worthy to be celebrated. So now here it is. Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day, Jubilee Day, Celebration Day, whatever. It's an American holiday celebrated on June 19th. On June 19th, 1865, the Emancipation Proclamation, which had been issued on January 1st, 1863, was read to enslaved African Americans in Texas by Gordon Granger. So the meaning behind this holiday or this day or whatever you want to call it, there's a day off that you get from the feds because post office is not open today. What about the banks? Are they open?
I don't think they're open either.
Because they pretty much follow all federal holidays, right? Schools, well, no, they're done anyway. So
No, schools are open.
Really? I thought schools were done.
I had that conversation with my wife.
I didn't even see it. I didn't see a bus. I thought they were done.
Oh, they are.
But the faculty is
But
there.
the administrators are still
the
working.
admins are there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm sure the maintenance staff is there cleaning up and everything else,
Yeah.
maintaining the buildings.
So the question is it worth celebrating? Is it worth celebrating a national holiday? Now, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just asking the question because nobody's saying squat, and because I think they're afraid to. I think people are afraid to talk about this one.
Certainly they are. Because if you,
You
say
know.
something that people don't like, they're going to get all over your ass.
Right.
So,
I would like to know. What do you think? Personally, the freeing of the slaves was a wonderful thing and should be celebrated.
I think they should call it, if they want to, Juneteenth is just stupid. They just call
That's a dumbass
They
name.
should say Freedom Day. If they want to call it Freedom Day, that would
Well,
be
there
better.
are other names for it.
Yeah, but Juneteenth, when they came up with that, I'm like, what the heck is that? But,
How about Emancipation Day?
Yeah, call it that.
Freedom Day.
I mean,
Yeah.
There's one other name is Jubilee Day.
Yeah, but I think Freedom Day is or Emancipation Day explains the day better than some of these other names.
but the federal government in the state of Connecticut has probably recognizes it. But I'll bet that a lot of companies, it's not a day off. It's probably one of those days that, take this day off instead of taking this day off. It's a floater, what they call
Yeah,
it.
that's what Dominion did while I was still working for Dominion. They
floater.
offered that up. You could take this day off or use it as a floating holiday.
All right. So, what are other floater holidays?
Columbus
But-
Day is a floater. Good Friday is
Okay.
a floater. Yeah, those are floater days that you can take off if you want.
Actually,
But
Dominion did not recognize Columbus Day. We didn't have that day off.
We used to have it off.
Yeah.
But no, it became a floater before I left. The same with Good Friday. And the same with Martin Luther King Day was a floater.
Okay. I think they should just be celebrated or not. This floater stuff by companies, those are just
Well, because
excuses.
you only allowed so many holidays. A lot of companies only give you like 10, maybe 11 paid holidays. That's it. And the way we keep adding holidays, that's the reason why they do
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daryl says, I'm open. Daryl from the Healthy Computer.
When's he going to use this floater
School
holiday?
Street, Juden City.
When's Daryl going to use?
He's probably using it for another day. Take Sunday off.
Take Sunday off.
Is
Yeah.
he moving or is he staying there?
Hey, Daryl, did you get your free food at Chick-fil-A on Sunday? They were giving dads free food
On Sunday, huh?
Chicken. Chicken.
They can find one open.
That's the point. Victoria, hey, good morning, Victoria. Our teachers get a paid holiday, and when she say our teachers, she's in Sterling, so let's just put it that way. It was added to their contract 2 years ago.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I think that was not. If my wife might be listening or not. She's babysitting right now, but I don't know. I'm not sure about how it is with the school here.
Okay. So Joanne, good morning. Joanne McCoy says they should lump everything into Martin Luther King Day.
Well, yeah, we could.
Okay, so then why not lump Memorial Day into?
Because they have different meanings.
Labor Day.
They're different meanings. Memorial Day.
Well, so is Martin Luther
Labor
King
Day
Day.
is out of the picture. We're talking Memorial Day and what's this? One's Memorial Day where you celebrate the deaths, and July 4th is where you celebrate
Independence.
Okay,
Yeah,
so Martin
two
Luther
different
King
days.
is two different things as well.
Yeah, one's birthday and
Well, they're also celebrating
His
the
birthday.
man.
Celebrating his fight for equality,
Right.
peaceful fight for equality.
whatever.
So
What are you going to do? You can't fight
Yeah.
it.
No, I'm
I
just
know.
trying to get your opinion.
Oh,
You know?
I
there'll
think a lot
probably
of
be-
us older generations with a new holiday, like it's hard for us to buy into it because it's brand new. But as we grew up through all these other holidays,
Yep.
we're just used to it.
Well, all I can tell you is this: is that everybody can sit and say you can't fight it, or you can't do this, or you can't do that, which is all horse crap. And the reason why I say that is because I always go back to the same old thing about the gun range here in Griswold, where Pam Padalano went ahead and said, let's keep Griswold quiet. And she really believed in that theory to the point where she created a complete movement in Griswold. And then it even made it to the state house to the point where they put the kibosh on the gun range.
Yeah.
So is it important? Can you do anything about it? Absolutely you can. It's just depending if you want to or not.
I don't think a lot of people want to.
Well, okay, fine. But I'm just
mean-
saying if you do.
Yeah.
I mean, that was on a local level that met state level. So
But there were a lot of residents that wanted the gun range. They
I
just,
understand
they
that.
just didn't show up.
Well, you know
Well,
what? Then they
originally
didn't
they
want it
did.
that bad.
Yeah. So
Yeah, originally there were a lot of people there who were for it because I think the state kind of confused us that we were going to get something out of it. Okay. It was loaded with everybody. Yeah, okay, yeah. And then it started to change. We found out we get nothing.
There was nothing.
There was nothing.
There was no benefit to the town.
nothing at all. So
You know, it's like, oh, they're going to stop and they're going to eat in the restaurants and they're going to
Nah.
this and no, they're not. They're going to get off the highway and get right back on the highway and go home.
yeah. So
All right, Disco Daryl says, I don't think many people know what this day really means. It has been attached to a woke agenda, which
yeah,
we mentioned. So it has been turned into a political holiday.
kind of he's right there because
Yeah.
that's exactly what happened.
He goes, I think the kids should be in school and learn about what this day stands for.
Yeah. It's all part of that whole Floyd thing that happened where Black Lives Matter, and then that started the whole thing, and then they put this holiday in. So, yeah.
Got it.
well, I wouldn't mention his name and attach it to this holiday. I think it's
Unfortunately,
different.
unfortunately,
You have a lifetime criminal who
I agree, but
Lifetime criminal.
Unfortunately,
lifetime criminal, George Floyd,
Oh,
and
George
he was
Floyd.
on,
and you're going to attach it
fentanyl.
to
He was actually on fentanyl. when he actually died.
Juneteenth? No.
So, you kind of like look at the death of him and you say, oh, was it done by the fentanyl? Or did the guy really kill him? I don't, but that's not for us to decide.
Was the cop a stooge? I mean, do you think that he was just one of
He was
those-
going to go down no matter what.
He was a big dude.
Yeah.
He was a big dude
George
on
Floyd?
drugs. Yes. He
Yeah.
was like over 6.5 feet or something like that. Big
Yeah.
dude. And it
Yeah.
took 3 cops to take him down. And, if he would have just gotten in a car and just,
Yeah.
taken to jail or been
Mhm.
arrested or whatever, he'd be breathing today. That's my opinion on it.
Got it.
Was he roughed up a little bit? That's not for me to say.
I don't know.
I'm not in
I
the
watched the
cops.
video, man, and he had his knee right in his neck. I mean, and he wasn't moving. It wasn't like whatever. And then there were 4 other cops.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can get on that train right there, because like I said, it was, the guy was right on his neck. I mean, and whether he was applying pressure or not, I don't know. It wasn't there. But the guy wasn't moving. He wasn't moving at all. And there were other police officers.
So he wasn't moving in your video clip that you saw.
I saw many angles. There were many angles that were posted on social
This is the
media.
problem that I have with video clips taken from people from their phones and given to the media and all like that. And I've seen it. And I've seen it during the elections and all like that. They're going to show you what they want to show you.
Well, maybe so. Maybe so. But, also in a court of law, they took all of that into consideration. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to say there's some bad cops out there.
No. Because there are.
There are, just like any other job out there.
Sir.
You've got great workers, you've got average workers, and you've got some poor workers in any position out there.
Yep.
But that whole thing kind of, it's tough to be a cop. I would never want that job.
No. I agree with you with that too.
Because you're in situations.
But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about, Floyd.
Yep.
In that whole situation. Now, Paul, you said that cop was going to go down one way or another. Okay, I agree with you in that. Yeah, I didn't know at what level.
I didn't either.
Right.
But yeah.
Wayne, do you think that police officer should have gone down and got sentenced the way he did with the George Floyd situation?
Well, the other thing with that cop, he had a history.
Tragedy.
He had a history with George Floyd, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think
he had a few other run-ins with him.
Yeah.
In the course of his service on the police force. Yeah. So maybe, and they brought that up during the case too, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So that kind of went against him too. So there's a lot more to it than that one incident, I believe.
No, you're right.
And did he get what he deserved? I
don't think anybody deserves to die.
Nobody deserves to be treated like that.
I don't feel he should have died.
No.
That is just completely out of the realm.
You're not supposed to be.
But he's not a hero either.
No. They tried to.
I don't believe he's a hero.
They
made him into a martyr.
Yeah.
That's a bad
because he really didn't.
Of a martyr.
He wasn't standing for. It wasn't George Floyd that was standing for anything.
No, he was.
It was what the cop did that kind of.
Yep.
Romanticized George Floyd.
Yeah.
Right.
People felt sorry for him. Did you feel sorry for him? Was it a day or two before he had a gun to a woman's head? That same guy. Okay. The day or two before had a gun to a woman's head.
I get it.
So,
but you take that and put it in a court of law. Mm-hmm. Okay. Did he deserve to die for that? No. That's my point.
No.
I'm not saying that he was an angel.
Nope.
Everything in the press said he was not an angel.
Right.
But as far as the murals and everything that's, they made him into like a godlike kind of creature.
Yep.
I don't believe that.
Nope.
Yeah, then they wanted to get defund all the cops. And
everything just kind of steamrolled from there.
They did, and then steamrolled from there, all the riots and everything like that. And
there was a Minneapolis cop that just got killed. He was from New Haven. He just brought him back.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But he was a cop in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And they shot him when he was at a disturbance.
So.
Yeah. There's some Peggy. I'm missing something here, and it said unless you live in a state that doesn't allow you teach at actual history. I'm lost there. Unless you live in a state that doesn't allow you teach. Oh, okay. If a state doesn't allow it, then you teach actual history. Took me a few times there, Peggy, to figure because apparently I can't.
Yeah, there are some states that are requiring this woke history to be taught.
Okay.
Connecticut's not one of them.
Phil Michelle, good morning, Phil. It's full-time Phil.
Yeah.
Oh. He goes, I'm not opposed to keeping everything currently, but if you're going to lump everything together, and I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Phil, you're talking about like the Martin Luther King and the Juneteenth. I think, but correct me if I'm wrong. But if we're going to lump everything together, we ought to drop the 4th of July and simply observe Juneteenth. We associate the 4th with freedom, but that freedom was not extended to African Americans, which is true. The significance of the holiday is arguably incomplete.
I'm going to disagree with that.
It
was not all African Americans. Northern, there were free African Americans back in those days.
Okay, so
I'm going to say that there's a lot of industries Southern that relied on the slavery.
I think we're stretching it there.
But I'm like, so you're going to tell me that independence for this country was against England because we were a colony, English colony, right?
No. What I'm saying, well, yeah, but still, freedom is freedom, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to disagree with your comment that's saying, well, some in the North were free. Well, not all. You can't.
I said that, not all.
All right. Let's see. Victoria. Criminal doing criminal things. ... Actions have consequences. And then Phil says that actions do have consequences. That's why murdering George Floyd had consequences.
But they overdid it. And it's hard to be put.
Who overdid what?
The cop, the one cop that had his knee on his,
he did.
He overdid it.
And he died.
And
that's murder.
And the guy died.
If Paul, no, seriously, if Paul smacks you and knocks you out, no,
is it murder or is it manslaughter?
Yeah,
I think he caught manslaughter.
Yeah, because I think murder is you plan it.
Okay,
you got an intent to kill.
All right, so let's say you're trying to restrain Wayne.
Yeah.
All right, Wayne's high on crack.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like that.
Before I get on the show, I think about it now.
And then you take him down and put him in a half Nelson. You roll him over. Your knee is in his neck, and you are doing nothing in your mind but trying to restrain Wayne Malin.
Yeah.
Okay. Yet you're sitting there. You have other people behind you, myself, and we're doing nothing but watching you put your knee in Wayne's neck.
Yep. And the other cops got in trouble for not stopping him.
Okay.
Right.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, what do you call that? Now, I'm doing this in a situation that's completely different. Why? Because we're all white.
Mm-hmm.
Does the punishment change? We're not cops, and it happens. And we're white, not opposed to an African American like George Floyd. So does the punishment change for Paul because he was just simply trying to restrain you?
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't be different.
It shouldn't.
No,
but does it?
I think you're right. I think in a lot of cases it does. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people say the justice system is not fair. I think they're trying to make it fair, but in some cases it ain't happening.
But then there's like Canova and me and Rich Wasilick and Kathy, and we're all just standing there watching you.
Yeah.
And we're not helping you. We're not, we're not saying, okay, we're gonna, take his arms and tie him behind his back and tie his legs up because we're there too. No, you're just simply yanking your knee right in the man's thorax.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Does it change? Is it different? I'm not saying George Floyd was an angel or should be canonized or anything like that. He was who he was.
Right.
But in this scenario only, Wayne is who he is.
Yeah.
Here's the big difference. Does the court do things differently?
We don't know.
Because George Floyd was black and Wayne Malin is white.
Don't know.
And you're white.
Don't know. But they didn't do anything different.
Huh?
They didn't do anything different. The guy got arrested and he got convicted.
Yeah.
So
and he did.
yeah, he did.
And he could have done. They could have done everything completely different. They could have shackled his legs. They said he's a big man. Okay, you had 4 cops behind you. Handcuff him.
It's
What's he gonna do?
2020 is always hindsight. We
Right.
we don't know the situation.
Wait a minute.
We don't
that's
know the
cop
situ-
out. No pun
No,
intended.
no. We don't know the situation. We weren't there. We don't know. And I'm not going to make comments on stuff that people should have did or they shouldn't have done.
I think he was the
Well, I
senior
think
cop
common
there,
sense
too, right?
says,
Yeah.
as a police officer, right? Like when you're working, right? You're trained to do a job. You're trained to be in certain positions, right?
Yeah.
You're trained to act in a certain way during emergencies. Same thing with you. Me, not so much. But
Why didn't they do it? I don't know.
that's my point. I think their training should have, all right, protect and serve, right? So I think what should have happened is their training should have taken over and said, all right, let's shackle him. Let's handcuff his ankles to his wrists, whatever. He's not going anywhere. You can walk by and let him flop like a fish until he gets tired, but he'd still be alive.
I don't know.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
I don't know. Maybe he'd be
No,
dead.
and you're right. There's other ways it could have been handled, but at that time, the adrenaline that flows through somebody's body and their decision making and something.
Yeah.
Cops are humans, as well as they're trained.
I get it. I get it. My whole point is was it treated differently because George Floyd was an African American?
I don't think so. No. I think
if it was Wayne Malin, then that cop would have had his knee in Wayne's
not
neck.
necessarily. If he was flopping around and on drugs and doing his thing, they probably would have treated him the same way. You don't know what the guy did to the cops. Maybe he was beating on him. Maybe he was pushing on him. They get to a point, I think, like you're right, where the adrenaline just flowing, kind of pisses you off. You get to a point where your blood's boiling, and what the,
Then why didn't one of those cops pull him off?
No,
That's
I don't know what they were thinking.
I know you don't really want to get involved.
I don't
with
want to
this.
get involved because I don't know enough about it, and it's not the reason for today's holiday. Today's holiday is a freedom day, and we're talking about a situation that happened that shouldn't have happened.
Right.
So we should be celebrating the
it's
celebration.
4 years now, right? Something like 4 years now.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years. Yeah.
So
was the George Floyd situation? But see, this is where I'm going with this, Paul. And a lot of times you don't want to talk about stuff because you're wondering what kind of backlash we're all going to get. I don't care.
No, it's not the situation. It's just I don't know enough about it.
it's hard to make a decision because you weren't there. You don't know what was going through everybody's mind there, what the junior cops were looking at. I think he was the senior officer that was had the knee in his,
Maybe he told him back off.
and they're junior and they're not going to tell a senior officer what to do.
Yeah. Back off. I got this.
So even though
rules.
it's their responsibility, if the guy's sitting there saying he can't breathe, you got to try and do something. And they got some punishment too for not reacting to that.
Yeah.
So it's a tough situation. I'm not going to sit there and say, could they have done something different? Because I wasn't there, because I've seen some situations where people sometimes don't make the right decision because they got all these emotions build up and adrenaline flowing, and they might do something out of the ordinary because of the situation they're in. So that's part of being human.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a question that Rachel put in the room.
Yeah.
George Floyd begged to breathe, and no one cared. This is her statement. Now, I don't know if anybody cared or not. This is what the officers said. She says the officers used an excessive amount of force. So if I asked you guys, I'm going to say yes, they used an excessive amount of force. Okay, then you can't say I wasn't there and I don't know enough about the situation.
Well,
because that's what you're saying.
The video shows that there was some excessive amount of force. We don't know
what happened before
and what Floyd was doing. We don't know.
Right.
I mean,
during the whole event that led up to that, what happened? Right.
We don't know.
Everybody pulls out their phone cameras and everything at the time when he's got his knee on the back of his neck and he's saying, I can't breathe. Yeah. But what happened before that? There's always something more before that happened that led up to that.
Was he struggling with these guys prior to?
But
Getting
should he
them
have
on the
backed
ground?
off? He
We
should
don't
have
know.
backed off. The cop should have backed off. As soon as he
Okay.
said he couldn't,
We
breathe,
don't
he
know.
should have backed off.
Paul.
Yeah.
Let's say he was struggling with him.
Yeah.
Was that worth? So I guess why he's saying it, and I'm asking you. Let's say he was struggling with him. All right, and he was putting up a big to-do, a big stink or whatever.
Yeah.
They get him on the ground. He's no longer doing anything. He's not moving.
Yeah.
Did it go too far? Or, so you don't think it went too far?
I don't know what the guy did.
Okay.
All I know is they show pictures with the guy with it on his neck. Was that wrong? Of course, because you got to let the guy breathe. You got to treat a prisoner as respect as any other person.
Right.
He had his knee on his neck. Probably shouldn't have been there. I agree. Shouldn't have killed the guy. You're right. But we don't know what led that up. The cop was probably all hyped up. We don't know what happened. What happened prior? You know, did the guy smack him? I don't know. They get to a point where you get kind of pissed. I mean, if somebody's on you beating this, you know, taking you down, and then you're beating on that guy, what do you think the guy's going to do to you? He's going to sit there and say, "Oh, we're going to take it easy, Mike. We're just going to pat you on the back."
And the other thing
Ain't
is,
gonna happen.
I have no experience on somebody that's high
either.
on fentanyl or any drugs
Right.
like that. So I don't know what they were
No.
facing at the time.
Don't know.
The guy was high on something. You know, it's hard to say. He was probably hard to bring down. Once they got him down, like you said, he didn't move. You know, it's all what led up to that.
Daryl says, I have never been oppressed in the same way others have been. I do have empathy for what they have gone through, and by looking at everything that they have dealt with. That's a DEALT, Daryl. Sorry. I strongly feel that we should work to understand what they are going through and fix it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think all people should be treated who you are, what you are, no matter what you are. I don't see why people should be treated any different.
But right now,
You're right. There are people out there who are treating people differently than they should be. I agree.
Mhm.
There are. Why is that going on? I don't know. Is it a carry on from years past? I don't know.
Daryl says George Floyd was the straw that broke the camel's back. Man, you are just riddled with typos today, Daryl. George Floyd's what the straw that broke the camel's back. That was I'm saying it phonetically. What do you mean?
Yeah, I think
Because he's worked up.
yeah.
Daryl's worked up. Democratic Daryl.
Yeah.
He's worked up.
Yeah.
That's and by the way, before y'all freak out, I call him that once in a while. So and it's okay. I just went over and visited him yesterday. So see how he was doing. Peggy. Does that theory stand for every situation of the same circumstance and different actors with the George Floyd situation? Now, it's kind of what I asked. You know, it's like, is it different because he was black and Wayne's white, or you're white, or I'm white? Is it different? Is it a different thing? And did this lead? Okay, and if it was a white guy, would it have gotten press? Number one,
it wouldn't have.
and number two, would there be Juneteenth? If George Floyd was white, would we have Juneteenth today?
Probably.
I say no.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Two different things.
I know.
I think they're
And two different highways.
Two different
I
highways.
get it. But what I'm saying is that if George Floyd was white, would we have Juneteenth?
Because there'd be no Juneteenth, no June
Exactly.
because related to George Floyd, he would be white, and it wouldn't make any difference.
There would be nothing that would catapult us to get to. Well, let's celebrate the Emancipation Proclamation.
Because a lot of
there would have
people-
been another. There were plenty of other incidents out there where you had white cops and black people.
Yes.
You know that was
Yes.
It's
and
not
those.
just-
And if you really looked at what the media was doing, they were fueling a lot of this stuff.
Yes.
Right? Is it right to be doing that? I think, because there was plenty of instances, if you saw the news, where there were white people getting treated the same way by cops that never got nationally televised or pushed like that. Same thing with black cops and white criminals or whatever you want to call them, right? But it was always, they always push the stories because they fuel the racist issue because that's what they were doing at the time.
Yes, I see.
And the
I-
racist
you-
issue
you
is
just-
still going
yeah,
on.
I agree with what you
it
said.
It really
yeah.
irritates me because there's a lot of good that comes out of what the cops do that they never get any publicity for, but they always romanticize this whole thing and make a big deal out of it when,
Yeah, the media pushes the racist theory because they knew that it brings in the news. Just like right now in the WNBA, they got Caitlin Clark. She didn't get picked for
the Olympics.
the USA team,
yeah,
right?
the
Which
Olympics.
makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah.
Because of the fact that she didn't play overseas. Everybody now is saying it's racist because one of the women that were on the team that picked them was black. Okay? I don't believe that crap. You pick the best people to do the best job just because somebody's popular.
Mhm.
Okay? And everything now is racist. And if that girl is playing in a ball game, a lot of the people that play in the WNBA are black athletes
Mhm.
because they may have pushed her. It's racist. Well, it's a foul, big deal.
Yeah, the latest one was it Angel Reese was going after the ball and missed the ball and hit her in the head.
Yeah,
And even Caitlin Clark said, yes, I looked
accident.
at the tape and she was going after the ball, missed the ball and hit my head. That happens all the time.
and now they call her racist.
Yep.
But that's what the media wants to.
Now, the other shot that happened a few weeks ago when she got shoved, she didn't even have the
That was
ball or
different.
whatever. That was a
different.
cheap shot.
That was a cheap shot.
All right. But, you get people under the hoop or whatever like that. And even in men's basketball, the same thing. There's just people that get poked in the eye, shoved, all that stuff. That happens all the time when you're going after the ball.
So here's a question.
Yeah.
And you're a big WNBA fan, Paul. Let's say that Caitlin Clark,
Yep.
got decked. And she continues to get decked. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that it's animosity? Number one. Or do you think some of these NBA or WNBA players are just schooling her and saying, hey, look, you're queen of the college game. Now you need to swim with the sharks here in the pro game. And I'm one of the sharks. Doosh. Maybe to see how tough she is or is not. Almost like an indoctrination.
I believe there's some of that. Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
I mean, all rookies go through some sort of schooling.
But I think
when
one of the
they get
biggest
in there.
problems the WNBA did was they brought this college player in saying that she's the greatest player of all time coming into the WNBA.
Huge contract.
Huge contract.
All these
She made
benefits.
millions of dollars, right? And you had all these players, not only black, but white women who were excellent players, ignore them, just crapped over the top of them. But that's what the media did because they think, I mean, she got away with a lot of crap in college. I still think that the game that they played between UConn and Iowa at the Final Four was rigged because they wanted her to play in the final game.
Okay.
They should have not called that foul, let it play out. Then I think people would have had a different situation. I think the referees in college gave her, because let's face it, she's mouthy.
Yeah.
She's mouthy. She yaps her mouth off to a lot of people. And what's that going to do? It's going to tick people off. And she pushes and shoves just like anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So when she gets it back and she doesn't get a foul called, why didn't I get a foul call? So, it works two ways.
I remember one game I was watching during March Madness, and she started getting into it with one of the refs about something about a foul or something like that. And the camera showed her dad. Her dad's yelling at her to stop arguing with the refs.
Mm-hmm.
You could see that because that was going to get her in trouble. And when you do that, like Paul says, it starts getting a reputation. And it does make other athletes. We got to do something with this kid, right? We got to bring her down from the clouds a little bit. So I think she's going through some of that in the WNBA.
So we're talking about, the whole thing is, is this rigged? Is this not rigged or whatever? But it's getting away from the conversation of basically we're talking about Juneteenth,
Yep.
And talking about is it an actual holiday? Is it something that was spurred on just through COVID? But I think one of the biggest things that you said, Paul, that makes a lot of sense, and it makes a lot of sense in so many different platforms, is the media. The media, they're the ones that turn around. Okay, so did the media play a big part in the George Floyd situation? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're right. We weren't there. But from what I saw, should have gotten the hell off of him, or his people should have taken him off, and just handcuffed him. I don't care how big you are.
Yeah, he's paying for it.
Right.
So with the other cops.
I know, but so did George Floyd.
Yeah.
George Floyd paid the ultimate price because, some white dude, let's just say it was just some white dude that's paying the ultimate price because the police officers at the time, didn't react the way that maybe they should have. Or the ones behind did not say, screw you, I'm going to knock you over. Let's just cuff this guy and bring him in.
Yeah.
But who glorified that whole situation? Well, the media did. Anything that you see right now with Trump and Biden, does anybody know what anybody's message is? No. Why? Because the media doesn't want you to know. So
there's an agenda that they're following.
The agenda is don't tell the American people what the agenda is.
Yeah. Don't tell us the truth. So, and that's why if you talk to people, all of us talk to people. A lot of them don't even watch the news anymore. They don't really watch that nonsense because they don't feel like they're getting the truth.
Yeah.
We're not
they're
stupid.
not.
We're not stupid. And they think they look at the mob, which is us, and think they can keep. There we go. The Love Boat.
Yeah.
You forget about your cruise, the Love Boat, the
I just haven't
upside down
changed it.
pineapple thing, and all that stuff.
There was no upside down pineapple. Get off it. I see people at home going, hey, I hear there was an upside down pineapple. There was no upside down pineapple.
That's Malin's fault.
Freaking Malin.
You started it. Said, what?
Yeah, but you sure continued it. God. Peggy, help me out here.
She's probably going to show you a picture of her T-shirt upside down pineapple.
No.
So
Yeah,
anyway.
I think it was all the media.
Yeah, well, it is. They don't really. How many positive things do you see out there?
None.
On the media that talk about, and then some people just sit at home. They watch these stupid shows like The View, The Talk, and all this stuff. It's like, oh my God, you want to talk about pollution on TV?
Yep.
Do they even have the ABC Nightly News anymore? The CBS Nightly
They
News?
do. They do.
I'm talking about national news. I'm not talking about local.
No,
Yeah,
they do.
They
They
do.
do.
See, I
don't watch it, but they
I
do.
didn't even know they even had it anymore, to be honest with
And
you.
they don't even tell you all the truth either. They all match their agenda.
Because it's not news.
No, it's not.
opinion.
I turn it off. I mean, I don't watch ABC. I mean,
We just want the facts. We just want the truth. We just want to know what Biden's doing to make the country better.
Nobody
We wanna know
knows what
Trump
Biden's
is going to
doing.
do. To
Nobody
make,
knows what Trump is doing.
Except Trump's going to be a dictator. He's never going to leave office if he gets in. That's all we hear. He's a nutcase. And then we hear that Biden's, got all his wits about him. I'm going to tell you from all the videos that I've seen,
Like it or not like it, you've seen 4 years of Trump.
Yep.
You've seen 4 years of Biden, right?
Yep.
Completely different administrations, completely different people and ways of doing things.
Yep.
Okay. So now you see how the country has reacted to 4 years of one man and 4 years of another man.
Yep.
Make your decision based on that. Don't, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Take a look at the policies that they have put in. They've both had 4 years. This is the rubber match. This is the best 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I know.
Figure it out. Instead of watching, I just think there are so many bitter people out there.
I do.
With like Trump flags, and then F Biden flags. Come on.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what I want my kid to see.
Yep.
Imagine in 1982 if something said F Reagan,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They'd be pulled over,
Mm.
told it, and that would have been it. Now it's freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But you know what? I don't want my kids seeing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What kind of message? I don't care if you believe it. But why are you trying to shove it down my throat? What's the matter?
Well,
You get somewhere to go?
No, I just know what time it was.
Gotta
But-
get over to the cooling center.
A lot of kids today actually know, FJB.
I know.
These are young kids.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I
you're
get
absolutely right. You want to look at what the 4 years that Trump served and look the 4 years Joe Biden served. And
this is
then
best
just,
2 out of 3, bitches.
just-
That's what this is.
Just see what appeals to you more and then vote. What would appeal to me more is 2 different guys or women,
Yeah.
2 different people.
Yeah.
But the media's loving this. They love this. They're just they're
Ding, ding,
basking
ding, ding,
in all
ding.
this sunlight and all this
Yeah.
chaos, and
That's what they want.
they love this stuff. But
Yeah, I don't believe
tired
half
of
the
it.
shit I read.
No.
Nothing. No, when it comes to politics, I don't read half of
Yeah.
it. Nah, not a thing.
so
So much fake crap out there. It's not funny.
Well, yeah, we just discussed that though. It's theory and opinion.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
really all that it is.
Yeah.
all I know is I saw some of the Biden conference or press conference yesterday with his wife starting off about the DACA thing and the Dreamers and the immigrants and all that stuff, and didn't even mention and if you're coming in this country legally, I have no problem. If we're vetting everybody coming into this country, no problem.
Yeah.
Problem I have is all these people coming in here, and we've had some American citizens murdered by some of these people that shouldn't even be in this country because we didn't control what was happening in this country, bringing people in. And there's a process for that. And that process is broken. That's the security of our nation. Who knows what we're going to be paying for down the road because of this. And that's my 2 biggest things, the economy and the security of this nation. And number 3 is our military. Our military's gotten weaker. And you can complain about all your rights, but we don't have any of those. I said this before in the show. We don't have any of those security issues taken care of. America's going to get broken.
All right, we're going to be right back to finish things up here on Juneteenth as the bells of the borough sound off in the background. But we'll be back to kind of tie up loose ends right here on SNSN.
Better it burns.
Much better.
So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns.
You buy better, it burns, you buy better.
The Burns Agency is a full-service organization with insurance products ranging from business owner policy needs to personal insurance like home, auto, and umbrella. Some companies can make that a one-stop shop. That's why we value partnering with insurance companies like Arbella Insurance. Like us, they offer a range of insurance coverage for our valued clients. Having your most valuable assets covered by a single insurance carrier, serviced by a local agent, is priceless. The Burns Agency proudly partners with Arbella to bring you insurance coverage at competitive pricing. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Much better.
Better it burns.
Much better.
So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns.
You buy better, it burns, you buy better.
Has arrived. They're your local auto super center. Put some excitement in your day and rent a Polaris Slingshot from Strain Family Motors, adjacent to the Green Onion Restaurant on River Road. Check out Strain Family Motors Super Center on Facebook as well as strainfamilymotors.com for everything sales, service, and excitement. River Road, Lisbon, Strain Family Motors, your local auto super center.
City Savings Bank's commitment to helping local businesses fuel growth was recognized by the Small Business Administration and readers of the Commercial Record. We invite you to put our winning commercial lending team to work for your business. Because when local businesses succeed, we all win. To learn more, visit jcsbank.com. Jewett City Savings Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Talk and they will hear you. Every single
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Dentist. In a word, yes. Especially if that dentist is Dr. Katzoff and the staff at Griswold Dental Associates. They follow all the latest safety protocols while doing what they do best, taking care of you. From preventive to restorative, your dental care couldn't be in better hands. To schedule your appointment, call Griswold Dental Associates today, 860-376-2626. That's 860-376-2626.
All right, welcome back, everyone, and we hope you had it. You did, and were able to listen to those supporter messages that support us, not only just doing this show, but also doing all of our sports programming, like right now with the Norwich Navigators.
Way back.
You know, I even
Way
said
back machine.
Even said, yeah. The reason I even said Navigators was because one of the things that they have is they have retro Navigators merchandise that they're selling, during Sea Unicorn games.
Do they still have this statue out in front?
They do.
So
Tater the Gator. Matter of fact, the 4-wheel drive that they run around in, they call it the Gator.
Really?
Yeah.
So who just recently passed away? Willie Mays.
Willie Mays.
Oh, yeah, he did last night.
Mays,
Matter of fact, they had Willie Mays Day down there. Remember when they had the Giants organization in for a year or two or something like that? And he was there for Willie Mays Day, and he, walked out to center, the pitcher's mound or something, and raised his hat.
Yeah.
This is like 20 years ago, something like that. But yeah, so that was interesting.
Let's say hey, kid.
Say hey, kid. Yep. 93.
Yeah.
He had a good run.
Oh, here you go again.
Shut up. I have Ernest Borgnine eyebrows. I'm gonna get rid of that. They're evil looking. Look at everybody leaves. When we play ads, it's like screw you, idiot.
Yeah. They'll be back. They'll give you a couple minutes and then they'll be back.
Yeah. So the cooling center today at the Jewett City Firehouse until what
That's
time?
correct.
Yeah.
Until what time?
5.
5. Because it's not hot at 6.
Yeah, and you'll see some of us sitting there.
Yeah.
If you happen to come in, need to cool off. Once again, I'm going to say we're not going to have food. We'll have some ice, and don't bring any pets.
I don't even think
Unless it's a service dog.
Unless it's a service dog, yeah.
I don't even think I'm going to do any of these comments because everybody left. So screw it.
Okay.
Screw you and your comments because you're not here. Let's see. No. Let's see. What didn't we get here? Going back to the George Floyd thing, Rachel says on the video they also drug their feet getting medical assistance.
Wow.
Victoria, who never has an opinion, there was video evidence that they were trying to get him in the cruiser. He was fighting with the police. He got out the other side of the car and landed on the ground. That's when they tackled him. I'd never even heard that. Have you heard that?
I remember when this first happened, they showed that. After that, they never showed it again. He was fighting all the way until he got him onto the ground.
Daryl is blaming his typos because he's working and typing at the same time. According to the George Floyd thing here, Rachel says there should be no difference in how someone is treated, regardless of age, color, sexual origin,
I think we all agree to that.
Peggy says, "Damn women."
Okay. What was that about?
I don't know. Kathy says, "We're here at the cooling center." Peggy gives a thumbs up. Peggy responds to Daryl, "Good catch before you get called out," meaning the typos. It's a holiday. I can do what I want. Do what I want. But you know what? Nobody's here right now. Well, there's a few people, but there's no humans right now. They're all bots.
Oh,
they're all bots that Facebook puts in to make it look like there's actually people there.
Oh. Yeah. Well,
So
we're
screw your
gonna-
bots.
Yeah, we're gonna put cardboard cutouts down
Oh!
the cooling center, and we're gonna look like people are sitting in there.
The Peggy bot with the thumbs up.
Oh yeah.
But that was not the finger she probably really wanted to give me. Peggy's the only human.
Oh,
Congratulations, Peggy, for being the only human in here. You know, rest are either trolls or bots.
Okay. So.
Oh, he's like, yep, okay, gotta go.
It's been an hour, and what else we want to talk about before we sign off, Mike?
Peggy says yes. She's the only human here. She is. She's the only human.
Lost my stone.
What?
Stone. Lost it.
Lost your stone? Whoa. Wow.
Rachel says, I'm kind of human. All right, so there's 2 people. Does that mean we can drop F-bombs now and no one will know?
No, because once you say something, it's there forever, right?
Kathy says, I'm human. All right, so there's 3. Yep, all worth it. Okay, we got to go. Thanks, guys, for coming in today on this national holiday today, Juneteenth.
Hey, it's a national holiday for both of us every day here.
Kathy says, I've been called worse. And actually, I think one day I called her worse just to see if she would react. And now she's laughed. So,
no, I got to be nice to her.
Oh, we're all nice to her. I just want to see how far I could push it before she'd actually get offended. I don't think she really gets offended. I think that she's as advertised.
Don't say anything about her husband, okay?
Ha!
Nothing.
I don't even want to go there. Let's end that conversation right now.
I'm talking about, the time we were talking about the big and tall stores.
Peggy said it best. Make it a great day. Yeah. Have a good day, everyone. Thanks for joining us today right here on SNSN.
All right.